What nuclear explosions took place on Earth thousands of years ago? Atomic bombs in the Indian epic Mahabharata. If you think that nuclear weapons were first used on Earth in 1945, with the atomic bomb explosions in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, then you're wrong. The famous Indian epic Mahabharata describes a battle of epic proportions that takes place between rival nations of the ancient world, and in which the descriptions seem to show the use of nuclear weapons. Alexander Gerbovsky, an expert at the Russian Munitions Agency, wrote about this in a 1986 article entitled Riddles of Ancient History, in which he mentions a terrible weapon in the Mahabharata. Unfortunately, in our era of the atomic bomb, the description of the explosion of this weapon no longer seems to us an exaggeration. Here is the passage to which Gerbovsky refers. Although it was written nearly 3,000 years ago, it seems to describe something that is so familiar to us. A shining spear, possessed of the splendor of smokeless fire, was launched. It makes the bodies of the dead unrecognizable, and the living lose their nails and hair, and their food becomes unfit for eating. For the next few years, the sun, the stars, and the sky remain covered with clouds and bad weather. The weapons described here are called in the text the weapon of Brahma, the flame of Indra, or the iron thunder. They cause various diseases to living beings, in addition to the destruction suffered by the atmosphere. In the early 1960s, it was seen that high-altitude tests of megaton-sized nuclear explosives led to the creation of artificial radiation belts in space, which could produce the clouds and bad weather mentioned in the Mahabharata. On a larger scale, the effects of a widespread nuclear holocaust could lead to a nuclear winter, in which smoke and ash from explosions would block sunlight, thereby reducing temperatures over large areas, perhaps the entire world. A 2006 study found that even a small-scale regional nuclear war would affect the global climate for a decade or more, with environmental effects that could be devastating for all of Earth's inhabitants, just like the Mahabharata says.